Hey everyone. Talking, the dogs come running. It was quiet in the house other than some music playing from the computer, basically. And so as soon as I started talking, they all come running like it's for them. Surprised they weren't watching me because I have popcorn sitting here. So I'm surprised I don't have all these little beady eyes staring. All right. I hope everybody can hear me. I guess I could check with my phone. Get down. Get down. And welcome, Miss T, to memberships. Thank you. Thank you. My other new member. We're growing. Okay, let me check on my phone. I'll make sure y'all can hear me. Say hey in the chat if you can hear me. You can hear me. Yep. On there. Okay. All right, so let's go through. So Bitch Talks was getting her a nap. She works third shift, so I'm always going live about the time she's getting a nap before work. We have the hellest time making it so she's here. And Miss T joined earlier. I don't know if she's still watching, but welcome. Ellen Dragon, hello. Ozzy, hello. And D Brown, hello, my friend. Felix, hello. Welcome. I think Felix is a new name. Welcome to the chat and to the channel. It's going to be a little bit different stream tonight, guys. Normally, I like to talk true crime. Hi, Mariska. I like that name. And we've had a few drama lives in the past couple of months. Tonight, we're going a different direction. Hey, Dana. Another one of my green team. And I have invited people to come up, and I will drop the link here in a minute. If people would like to come up, it's going to be a little bit more serious tonight. Maybe I should not be trying to eat popcorn while I do this either. My biggest pet peeve, and here I am trying to do it. I'm sorry. So, trying to think of where to start with this, guys. I don't have a huge plan for this, okay? This has nothing to do with the current drama that's been happening. Well, completely. I do know that there are some people in really bad places mentally, and there were some other events that happened last week that have me concerned for people. And so I don't know if any of y'all follow reality TV. Even if you don't, maybe you've heard the show Sister Wives. One of their children, 25-year-old Garrison Brown, took his own life last week. Very heartbreaking story. And sometimes we just don't know what people are going through, you know? That family has been through a lot of turmoil, and, you know, they're in the public eye, and we see very small tidbits of their life, you know? I think somebody in one of the groups had said, we've probably seen Garrison's life, 2 hours of Garrison's 25 years of life. You know what I mean? In total, for how long he's been on the show, you know, segments and different things. And the last season to 2 seasons, we've seen the breakdown that happened in the family, and the toll that the COVID stipulations and rules that everybody put out, including their own rules and all of that, the toll that it took on the dynamics in the family and the relationships. And even not even in reality TV, you can see that happening all over with people. And Garrison had spoken out a lot about, there's 4 wives. He's legally married to 1 wife, which is the newer wife. There was, a divorce happened. Legal divorce happened so that he could marry this wife for custody reasons and for children, blah, 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 blah. That was the story we were told. And one of the wives left. Then another wife decided they were split up. Another wife left. So he's left with just 1 wife. He's no longer a polygamist, basically. And there was a division between the legal wife and the adult children. And Garrison had said, Robin can have him. I'm an adult. I don't need him. Well, you know what? At 51 years old, I can tell you I still need my parents. My daddy will be gone 13 years next month. And there are still times I miss hearing his voice. I wish I'd have recorded his voice message on his cell phone, and I did not, but I do still have his phone number in my phone and can't make myself remove it. And the same with my mother-in-law. I still have her number in there and I can't make myself remove it. That was very telling to hear him say that. And then I was more worried about his brother Gabriel than I was him. So when that happened last week, it kind of shook me. Because you think you see him on social media, they put out there on social media like adopting pets and they're doing this and they've got social lives and they're having a good time and they're doing things with their siblings. But in the end, there's something there we don't see. And evidently, people close to him did not even see it till right before the incident happened. And it kind of shakes you, it just shakes you. Let's send this message real quick. Sorry. So, just even your adult children, check on them, guys. Check on them. Little things. I text one of my kids today. Well, she texted me. There was a wreck local in the truck that was involved. Looks like my future daughter-in-law's truck, and there were fatalities in it. So she was totally freaking out till she didn't even text me about it until she got a hold of Rachel to make sure they were okay. And my oldest is in a serious situation right now. And so I was in the mindset today, I just want to text my kids and I just want to go hang out. I just want to cook dinner and just sit down with my kids and play. We just played a game. We had card night last weekend. But it's like I just want to hold my kids after last week. That just an extra time with my children. And they're all adults. My youngest is 26. So getting together, and he's like, Mom, seriously? And I'm like, I just need to hold my kids. I need a hug. I need to look him in the eyes. You know what I mean? Garrison's death kind of hit me hard. I had texted my husband, or my husband called me. I texted him and told him that what had happened, and he called me when he was headed to work, and he's like, are you all right? And he's like, that really sucks. And I said, it hits me so hard, and I don't know why, because I don't know these people. I mean, I followed them for years since the show started, but it just, I don't know. It's just a weird situation. And then you have a situation that happened last week where a person who will remain nameless, and if you're a supporter of her, that's fine, outed my business partner Tori's child's gender identity and mental health issues. And then we had to deal with that. And we had to deal with our own emotions on that. And it just, I don't know. It just, all of it sucks. All of it sucks. So And I hate being so slow about things today. And this is not my normal personality. But, so, mental health can include psychological and social well being. And it can affect how we think, feel, act, helps us determine how we handle stress, and relate to others, and make choices. And mental health is just so very important at every stage of life, from childhood to adulthood. And over the course of your life, if you're experiencing a mental health issue, your thinking, your mood, your behavior, all of that's affected. Mental illness, it's disorders. Oh, let's see. How do I want to word this? There's multiple mental illnesses. We kind of do a blanket mental illness, but there's so many disorders ranging from severe to mild to severe, not severe to mild, opposite of that. And they all affect our thinking and our mood and our behavior. According to the National Health Institute, nearly 1 in 4 people, 1 in 4, live with mental illness. That's huge. That's more than cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. I mean, just let that sink in a minute. 1 in 4. Many factors contribute to mental health, including biological, like your genetics or brain chemistry, life experiences such as trauma and abuse, and family history of mental health problems. Hi, Norma Jean. It is, it just looking at the, let's go to something. I mean, it's not lighter, but it's lighter than somebody that literally just took their life. But in the true crime world, right now we're watching the Crumbly trial, which is the Oxford school shooter. Ethan, at 15, he pled guilty. There was a Miller hearing earlier last year, or mid-year, where they decided, how to go forth with his sentencing, and they did charge him, sentence him as an adult. He's in prison for the rest of his life at 15. His parents, in a precedented case, have both been charged. His mom, Jennifer, and his dad, James, both been charged with involuntary manslaughter. Mom was found guilty last month. Her sentencing is next month on 4 counts. She could receive 90 years. 90 years for this. Dad's trial is currently going. I think day was day 3, day 4, or something like that. I watched most of it today because I want to see if they bring anything different out in his trial that they didn't have in Mom's. They were very focused on their life, and just kind of doing their thing and getting popcorn and being right back. Okay, popcorn and wine, grab it. Let's go. Ethan was struggling. He had been telling his parents he was hearing voices, he was seeing things, he was having weird episodes. One of his other friends had just been sent away for mental health issues, and they weren't taking his little comments serious. They were making fun of him and making light of it like it was just him being stupid and silly and all of those things. And they take him and they buy a gun, and 4 days later, oh, he would call me. 4 days later, he goes into the school. Well, actually, it's 4 days later, he's drawing bullets and weapons and looking up videos of weapon or types of bullets. That's what he was doing. And they call Mom, and, she texts him and says, learned it. She's like, you're not in trouble. Just learn not to get caught. I mean, who does that? Sorry, my husband tried to call, so I was texting him. Then the next day, he's drawn this horrible drawing, and I can pull those up if I need to, and I may just do that in a minute because I've talked about this case quite a bit. With his, gun and with bodies with blood all over the place, and you know, make the voices stop, those kinds of things. He's just really, really screaming for help. And the parents are, you know, they bring him in and they're more worried going back to work. They're not worried about, you know, they're not worried about getting him help. And he didn't need to be left alone. They didn't need to take him home. Hi, Miss T, are you back? There you are. They're not worried about taking him home and taking him. I mean, taking him with you to work. Dad was doing DoorDash. Let me ride with you in the car. You know, go. I don't know. I don't understand these parents and their thinking and just not taking this more serious and making it more about, they're worried about the money they spent when they've got horses. Horses aren't cheap. I've had horses. She was having an affair. I'm waiting to see if the dad was having an affair. I'm kind of curious about this one to see if both of them are having affairs. You know, they were more worried about their social life than they were their child that was still a child. And his gun was in his backpack that day, and the backpack was in the office with the counselor and the principal and all these people, and nobody checks the freaking backpack. And he kills 4 kids, wounds several others, and a teacher. Like, I don't get it. They show the video of the footage after he's arrested, and he's having a full-on psychotic break with these officers. It's absolutely horrifying that his mental health was ignored and made fun of. Like, who are these people? Why are they doing that? What makes them think that was okay? And in her trial, guys, she gets up on the stand and says she wouldn't do anything different. She hasn't even learned from her actions that cost people their lives, that traumatized other children. This whole case makes me so angry. Ellen Dragon, I put cheese salt on mine because I have this thing about having to have cheese salt now on it. So that even when I go to the movies, I carry my cheese salt with me. And nothing's better than movie popcorn. So, like, I thought about that while ago. I thought, oh, I have some popcorn. I'll make some popcorn. And I wanted movie popcorn. This ain't the same. And so we're just in a day and time where we really, 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 really need to focus and take care of our mental health. Have those talks with your children. Geez, salt, need to add that to my list. That I got the white cheddar the other day and a jalapeno one, and I mixed them. Oh my God, it was so good, guys, so good. I was talking to somebody the other day on TikTok, and they actually have had the mental health talk with their 5-year-old about being extra sad when mommy's extra sad and what that means. And I thought that was neat, and that's very important that our kids, hey, boys, Jovi, don't be ugly. Odie, quit messing with him. My children are 4-legged creatures now because my babies are adults, so. My new snack addiction is sour cream and cheddar ripple chips with French. Ooh, that sounds good. Kendall, welcome to the great team. And welcome to the stream. But having those talks with your kids now, this wasn't something we talked about when I was a kid, you know, and when my parents were kids, it was you just get over it, you know. My mother-in-law one time when I was fighting depression said, what do you have to be depressed about? And it was like a gut punch because I didn't understand why I was depressed. This would have been in 94, 95. You don't have anything to be depressed about. She didn't really know me either, though. And, you know, I walked along for years with doctors trying to figure out what was going on. I have a brother who's schizophrenic. Long history in our family with different mental illnesses. So I was always very cautious in trying to figure things out. Several misdiagnoses. Diagnoses, I guess that's the word. And so now, and after years, like, guys, I could have bought a truck, like a new truck, like a huge, big ass freaking truck with the amount of money I've spent on therapy with insurance, mind you. And so I have gone through serious, serious therapy over the years to handle myself better and learn my triggers, learn what I need to do, how I need to take care of things. No, postpone supper time. It's one thing I don't miss about my husband being gone, guys, is not having to cook dinner. Like if I cook, I eat on it for 2 or 3 days. Right. The therapy, and that's the thing. It's not affordable. It's hard for people to do. Even if you have insurance, it's hard to get in. So that's something that needs to change in our country, and that's something I do advocate for. I really want to look into that, advocating to make that more accessible to people. I think with the amount of school shootings that keep happening, that is a serious, serious issue. And then you have now it's people are talking about their gender and their sexuality more, and I commend them for even coming out. Oh, he's your cat. Oh my god, that's even better. Hey Tracy, that's even here. I'm thinking it's a man. Nope, it's the cat. Mine start screaming and messing with me too when they're ready to eat. If their bowls are empty, God forbid their automatic feeder is empty or low. It like it gets halfway and they're like, meow, and they're like driving me crazy. But finding a way to make it more accessible, more understanding, so cops understand it. I'm on Thursday at 8 Central Time. Really, that is so cool. More places need to do that. More places need to do that. So for those listening, not watching, Ellen Dragon says there's a billboard that I pass in Lou offering free mental health services. Always gives me hope. In Texas, it's hard, guys. Super hard. One little praise report for those that have been following my journey with my oldest. They did get her a psychiatrist. They've put her on medication. So there's a start. She's still kind of angry and she's still very manic, but we have a start. And I keep encouraging her. Just know it takes time. But I can't imagine in my day, growing up in the 80s, at that time, the AIDS pandemic had just come on the scene, and there were so many prejudices against people who were gay or who had even gotten the disease from blood transfusions. They all said that I don't know if any of y'all even remember that. Some of y'all may be too young. Let's see. Hi, Mary 21. Thank you, honey. Get some sleep. Hi, Jill. Welcome to Green Team. Oh, y'all are tickling me with all the new memberships. Welcome. Green Team. Whoop, whoop. Makes me excited, guys, because I'm excited to start taking my channel more serious and actually putting work into it. Now that people are paying for it, I have to be focused and support, Norma Jean worked that industry in high school. Ryan White, right? His story broke my heart because I couldn't understand the hate. Even back then, growing up in that time. Get down, buddy. Get down. No, you're not climbing up here. The puppy wants up here and he's like 50 pounds. I never understood the hate. Even though I didn't understand the disease, I didn't understand hating him for it. And he was treated so horribly. And I couldn't imagine trying to come out as being a transgender now, or some of the other And I know I'm going to say the wrong word, and I'm not me. I don't ever mean any of that disrespectful, guys, because, let's face it, I'm learning too. Wait, the dentist? There was a dentist too? I don't know that I remember the dentist. He said I was his best medicine. Not sure how to take that comment. I love that. Oh, there's home infusion companies in 19. Oh, wow. Miss T says, I love my shrink, most honest, unbiased opinion in my life. Even though my bipolar is under control, I still see her every 3 to 4 months. See, um, yes, different shades. Yep. Yep. It's sad. And we're in a more woke generation now, and you would think that it would be easier for people, and it's not, which baffles me, guys. To see that we still have race issues baffles me. To see that people are still judged for interracial relationships baffles me, because it's such a different time and we're supposed to be more understanding, and that's just not the case. Then you see people in same-sex relationships that are being judged, or people that are discovering that they're trans or non-binary or whatever it's going to be, and they're judged for that. And I'm just like, I don't understand that. Norma Jean says, we treated our gay guys and neurodivergent guy in the neighborhood with respect and protected Kenny. Nobody mocked him. I love learning the different lifestyle, because it is, I'm a country girl. It's just kind of far understanding. And I had a friend that was discovering their life and thinking they were trans. And through therapy discovered that they're not. They now just totally embrace their gay side, and that they love to dress drag. And I love hanging with him. He is one of the dearest people I've ever met on this earth, and I love asking him questions. And when it's something I don't understand, I'll message him and say, okay, can you explain this to me? And he sat down with my son. My son was 18, and explained it, because Chris was like, I don't understand it. It's just weird. And he sat down with him and explained it. And I loved that, because that's how we change the conversation. That's how we open that up. I had that conversation with my mother not long ago. She's 82. She's more understanding of it. And the situation that happened this week, she's like, I have you bail money. She's just like, evil people don't deserve to be here. I mean, she is more livid about the situation than I expected. Okay, more. Jill says, more than one dentist in the beginning, they didn't know they had it and gave it to their patients from cuts. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Definitely more native to California, so it's culturally different in the South. Absolutely. The South is very closed-minded still, very struggling in that direction. Get down. This puppy is like smelling my face. I'm gonna have to look that up, Normal Jean. That's kind of interesting. I'm gonna drop the link. If you would like to come up and share a mental health story of some type, or encouragement to somebody that might need it, feel free to come up. I will ask you when you're backstage to let me know that it's you, so we don't get no peen bombs, because over here on YouTube we get peen bombs, and we don't want none of that. We don't want to see that, because then I'll have to make fun of you in the stream, and then I'm going to make fun of you. I'm just saying. That's cruel. I shouldn't say that. Not on a mental health stream. I'm talking about making fun of somebody. Oh my God, Norma Jean, I'm so sorry. So sorry. So sorry. Are you seriously asking to go outside right now, dude? We were just outside for an hour. Okay, so we're going to stand up at the door while the puppy goes out to go potty because he's pacing, and I don't, Lord knows I don't want him going to the bathroom on the floor. But, oh, that's where I was going with that subject a while ago. Misty says, I never understood hating people for color, creed, sexuality. Would you identify as, I only care if you were an asshole? Exactly. Because you know what? I've seen people of all colors, races, sexualities, economic stature, all of that, and I've seen them all be different. You have assholes in all of them, and you have good people in all of them. Be a decent human being is all I care about. Hey, come on. Come on. That's all I care about. All I care about. Be decent to people and treat animals good. If you don't treat animals good, then I literally have nothing for you. Minnie, come on. I'm probably going to judge you more if you treat animals bad. I'm going to be honest. Ugh. You better go around and sit down. Quit. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, Jill. Or you can turn your camera off if you come, if that's what you're saying. I just need to know it's you before which I can put a screen up too. My cousin, hemophilia, and in 88 he got it from a transfusion. And that was only 14. They weren't checking back then. You know, I can't give blood because we were in Germany before they were testing for mad cow. And we came back from Germany, guys, in 94. And they still, and I'm like, well, how do I know if I have mad cow disease? Well, you just get it one day. And I'm like, wait, it's been this long and you can't test me? Like, it's the scariest thing. Julie victim. Empathy. I think that's how you say that. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm in the UK, grew up in the 70s. I have had really good friends in all different races, creeds, and sexualities. It has never been an issue, but I have learned from their stories and their experiences. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Miss T. Yeah, if you're bad to animals, there is no redeeming quality you can have. If you hate people, I can relate. Absolutely. I can't. That's why I surround myself with animals, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, good heart matters more than labels. Absolutely. Okay, hold on, Miss Jean. Let's make sure. I have somebody coming up, guys. Let me. Where's my thing? There it is. Let's put this up real quick. Is that you?
Okay. Yeah, that's the back of a post-it note. Are you all impressed? Yep.
Whatever works, right?
Right? Like, see, I'm secretly here.
Yeah, it's just
uh,
we've had lives where we're having like this fun conversation and people are just coming up, because you open up your panels over here on YouTube a lot. And somebody will just come up and they'll put their name there and you'll think it's somebody that you've been talking with in the chat. And it's some other
yeah.
dude. He literally gets up and drops his pants and shows his goods.
Okay, well, I don't think I have anything quite nearly that exciting to offer anyone tonight. Good luck with that. I don't know how you handle. I mean, from business wise, I don't know how you handle that on a live. That's horrible.
Yeah, they usually
I
we
mean,
had to learn because my one friend's channel
I
they
mean,
took
it's
channel.
funny as an adult with no children. It's hilarious.
Right.
The
Well,
first
YouTube,
maybe 12 times, but even then it would bother me.
right. YouTube takes your channel if it's still up. So you like have to remove the live completely and edit that part out before you put it back up.
Oh,
Like it can be a
you know what?
nightmare.
I'm just gonna, you know what? I used to run a creative department for real, so I'm just gonna say it. Oy bleeping vey. I swear. What a nonsense mess. So I actually no, this is good, but I hadn't planned on, you know. Oh, now I'm hearing the delay. It's been so long since I've been on any media. I hadn't planned on saying anything, but yeah, no, I lost my second best friend since I've lived out here in the desert 6 years.
Oh wow.
And sadly, both of them were gay,
Oh.
but completely different types of guys. Completely. Um, but this last one was super special. And
Did he take his own life or natural?
um, natural,
Mm.
natural.
I mean, it's not
He
any.
chose. Believe it or not, not everybody's flashy out here too either. I mean, it's good to know the cultural differences. I haven't
Right.
been to the South since the '90s. I'm sure a lot's changed, but some things probably haven't. Just like here, But he even hid it from me until the last week or two, and so I found out in a really bad way. And I don't have a good support system out here in terms of friends and family right now. But I have a great psychiatrist, and I am in a point where I call it a mental tune up, and I'm having phone conversations weekly with a psychologist, like a therapist, to get through it.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I am very pro therapy. I
You
learned
know,
a few
if you
years.
do the work.
Right. It takes work. It's not easy, and you have to face some ugly truths. And the last bit of therapy that I did, what we come to is it was a lot of self reflection. It was a lot of owning my own crap, because just because you fight mental illness and you fight depression and anxiety and any of the other things, you still have to own your crap. And
Exactly.
I had to learn my triggers, and I had to learn when my reactions are a certain way. I have to self-reflect and go, okay, wait a minute. And I usually tell my husband, hey, I'm triggering over, XYZ. And we both know to start watching. And I told somebody today, because I'm an empath, I'm very much about grounding. And I
Wait,
learned a few,
because you're a what?
I'm
Wait,
an
it's a new word. Or what
empath.
don't
I,
I know?
I
Oh,
feel
an empath.
an
An
empath. Yeah.
EMPATH. Okay, sorry, we just
I
pronounced
say
it
it
different.
weird.
Okay, I'm with you.
I say it weird because of my accent.
No, no,
uh,
no, 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 no. I'm having dental issue and pink eye. That's why there's no camera. Believe me.
oh and so I started learning natural therapy, and
Yeah.
I did some with crystals, but I learned, for me, I go and I sit outside and I get sunshine and I get the moon, and I will take my shoes off and I put my feet in the ground and I have no distractions.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes I'll sit out with a glass of wine and just stare at the stars. Um, Sometimes I'm just in the sun. I have to be more careful with the sun because I had skin cancer this last year. So I do have to be more careful. Come here, Pop. I just dropped her. Miss
I
Bethany trying to get up here and
okay.
pick her up, and
Well, you know what? I will pretend to be just angered that you accidentally dropped probably the world's most spoiled dog. I don't know. I'm just
she
guessing.
is. She literally just rolled. She rolled all the way down the hey, Minnie, quit being a witch. All the way down like 6 inches and just kind of rolled. And so she makes it hard where I can't pick her up because she can't see.
Well, I won't report you to PETA then. I think you're
Okay.
all right.
And they'll come in and say,
No,
they'll say, why does she
but
only have 5 blankets? She needs 6, is what they'll tell me.
but I will say this much about animals. I mean, we kind of joke around that, sometimes animals are better than people in our lives or whatever. And sometimes I'm lonely, but sometimes I'm really glad it's just me and Harry. All right. We have our own issues, and, but over the years, I do fight a serious mental illness, and I'm really not willing to publicly go into
Don't
more
maybe
than that.
with absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter which one you fight anyway. But I've gotten these emotional support animals, and out here in California, to rent with an animal is sometimes hard. So we actually got some, I don't know, free licensing or something. So they've just been so helpful. And now you talked about natural things. Now they've actually done studies that a cat's purr can help, goes at some megahertz. This is beyond me, guys. Okay, at this point, it's Friday night, but I'm kidding. Um,
Oh,
but
I didn't see
it
them.
goes at a certain megahertz. It helps heal bone.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, isn't that cool?
That is cool. Marie 21, if you're still listening, thank you for getting a membership. It didn't pop up on her until just now. Thanks,
Okay, can I go away now, or what's up?
Well,
I'm new to this.
oh, if you're done, then you just leave stream.
I'm so sorry, but thanks for listening, guys. Yeah, it's been really hard. He was like just a classy, cool dude. There was nothing not to like about him. So yeah, he'll be missed. So thanks for letting me share.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming up. So Kindle, I wrote it, but to tag someone, if you're on your computer and you do the @ sign and do like the first letter, it'll pull up people with that letter, and then you hit them. If you're on your mobile, then you kind of have to type it. Jill says I taught my kids to ground from infancy on. When my boys pitched in Little League and the throws were wild, I'd yell ground from the stands, and they'd strike the kids out. I would scream at my son, hot shot, get it done, and he'd be on. He used to say the only reason he could hear me at baseball games was because I was the only one screaming. He did not understand it was just because I was the loudest. There were others screaming, but I was the loudest. Mindfulness and DBT have helped me stay grounded, but the best relief come from time with horses, dogs, and cats. Absolutely, Miss T. The videos I posted of my ducks that everybody's been commenting on, when I discovered having ducks last year was the cutest and most fun thing ever, other than their nasty little boogers. I didn't believe people when they told me that. Oh my God, they're so gross. But my ducks bring me more joy than I ever expected. I will go out. If I need to giggle, I literally go out there, and their little waddle butts make me giggle. And, laughter is one of the, I did not say laughter, right? Laughter is one of the best medicines. And I'll be out there in tears because of my emotions, and then they'll make me giggle. And that's just so important. My female German Shepherd, Raina, I got her as a service dog, and she has her own dog anxiety. So she struggles, and we had worked on that, and she was attacked by another dog, ruined all of my training. So I don't take her in public, but what I would love to do with her is do social mental health work with her, because she responds to other people's issues. Like if they're having anxiety, high blood pressure, she would probably react to a seizure or a diabetes issue or even epilepsy, because she reacts. And it's the neatest thing to watch her work with people. And so, but then again, my anxiety kicks off more when I take her into town with me. So it's just better if I don't. Kendall, it takes a little bit to figure it out. YouTube can be kind of finicky. Okay, it did work, she said, Kendall. Oh no, you have no audio? Leave out of the live and come back. It should work, Norma Jean. But Thursday, I am going to talk about a missing girl from our area. As a matter of fact, the town right over, well, 2 towns over, she was friends with a friend of mine's daughter. The people that own the brew shop that I go to a lot, they are friends with her family. I know a lot of the same people. I'm trying to have them on, but they've had a lot of interviews in the last week. So she didn't know if she would have free time this week either. She's exhausted. So if they can't come on, then I'll have them on another time. But I want to talk about her case. But her case is a mental health case. And it's where the Harris County Police Department failed this young woman. And now she is missing. We don't know what happened to her. We can't find her. They have never found a body. They don't know if somebody picked her up. They have no idea. Ellen Dragon says, my oldest has 165 plus chickens and 2 ducks. We call it Chickens In. 165 chickens? Like I have 21 and I'm thinking, holy shit. But I just got 5 new babies. That's part of the 21. And I want to get some more because I got silkies and I want some more silky chickens and they're so freaking cute. Geez. Is it still not working, Norma Jean? Oh no. YouTube can be so stupid sometimes. You had a duck named Pig. I call mine pigs with feathers because they are absolutely little garbage guts. Like the video that I posted yesterday of them eating like they have not eaten in days. Like they literally just had a full bowl of food that morning. And I'm like, and they're free range. So they're like out in the pond and they're like eating up a storm. And they come in acting like they were starving to death. It's just like, it's like, seriously, they eat more than anything I've ever seen in my life, but they are so fun. And they've all, like the young group, everybody picked on, now pick on everybody else. And they've got one corner of the property. The four white ones have taken up the other side of the property, and my 2 black Cayuga ducks, and nobody wants around anywhere. So they are now inside the main yard, and I put them up in a small pen when I let the dogs out. But they are a mess. I want more ducks. I really do want more ducks, but I do need to wait till my husband actually digs the big pond because cleaning out pools twice a day is a pain in the ass. I'm not going to lie. Like I'm thinking with that many ducks, Tracy, she's surely got a good market on selling that many. I can't even keep up with the ones I have because my girls lay like crazy. Oh my Lord, they lay like crazy. I literally just threw away several dozen eggs because they had gone bad because I can't go through enough eggs. And I don't ever think to post them for sale. So I just forget about them and I'll go like, oh my God, the eggs are bad. But, you know, I want to talk about Kaylena on Thursday. My goal next week is a whole nother case that I have found. It's kind of an interesting case. Local to me again. And then, I don't know, we got some more things we want to do. I'm talking with our Paranormal Connections team to come on and do a paranormal true crime kind of live. I got to get with them some more and finish that up. 2 Polish chickens named Lucy and Ethel. So I have my 3 little ones. I have Itty Bitty, who looks like a little pigeon. She's literally the size of a pigeon. I think she's like a Blue Britain something or another. I need to look it up again because I forget what she's called. I got them at Tractor Supply. They were the Bantams, and she's literally so tiny. And then we have Prissy, which I was hoping Prissy was a girl for the longest, because he's black and white and super fluffy butt. So I call because he looked like a Prissy butt. So I named him Prissy Butt, and he's a boy, so I just call him Priss. My husband's like, you need to change his name. Nah, I'm still gonna call him Priss. He don't know. And then my Silky, the original Silky I had, she had a mohawk, so her name is Mo, and she just set on eggs, and we only had one surviving. The other baby got hurt, and so it didn't survive. And the other eggs were bad. So I went and got her baby chickens to put underneath her to take the eggs away. And then she decided she didn't like those chickens because they were too old. I think they were too old. So now I have 6 baby chickens to go with my 3 other little bantams. But yeah, I have Itty Bitty, Prissy, and Mo. And then my big chickens I haven't really named other than Handsome Boy, and that's my big Easter egger, and he flirts with me. So he is handsome, Mr. Handsome. Can you donate eggs to a homeless shelter or Indian reservation? Probably. I took some a couple weeks back and donated. We have a giving box here in our town, and I went and put it in the giving box and then posted in the main group, hey guys, there's fresh eggs in the giving box, so that people can go get what they need. Because I mean, I'd rather give them away than waste them. So eggs are so expensive. Some of my friends have chickens. They have a backyard in California. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I went to having eggs. And actually, I did my quail I started with because I'm trying to do self-sustainability here. And because we have a small, it's just 2 acres, but we have enough here that we could be self-sufficient just for us and the kids. Because like we're going to raise some pigs and calves and take them to slaughter and give the kids meat too. And so I went with quail. Y'all need to eat quail eggs. Dear God, they are so amazing. They're little bitty and they take a little bit to figure out how to do. But I made quail deviled eggs. It was a chore. It was a chore. It was quite hilarious. But I'm gonna talk about good, y'all. Man, are they good? Kendall says my rooster is a Surima. I love those, and I know I'm not saying that right. He's full grown and not much bigger than a Coke can. He walks with his chest poked out. That's fun. The little ones. Oh, and his name is Fonzie. I love that. The little ones got the most attitude. They're so funny. Chris today was kind of stomping his feet at me, and I went ahead and just picked him up because I think it's funny. And he's growling at me and throwing a fuss, and then he just snuggles and let me love on him. Then when I put him down, he fluffs up and kind of comes at me like he's being big and bad. Jill says, my oldest daughter dreams of homesteading and asked if she could do chickens. Her dad and I were firm, and no, those coops get nasty. Oh, they are. That's why I free range. I let mine free range, and so it's a little bit easier, but it's, you have to protect them. That's why I'm getting a miniature donkey so they run everything off. That, and I want peacocks and guineas because they run them all off. My husband said no to the emu. I wanted an emu. He said absolutely not. Hell no. But I'm going to tell you what, having animals are good for your mental health. I'm not even going to lie. And some people, like my friend, uses her snakes. They're her emotional support animals. Whatever animal that grabs your fancy, I'm telling you what, use them. Use them. They will help you. So I'm sure my puppy leaves. Y'all, when I go to the quail pen and I'm taking eggs, they're all at the fence like, mom's got the goods. They love quail eggs. And they're just perfect little popcorns for them. And so Jovi's got his little special treat that he does with them. Yeah, see, I free range and coop at night. Other than the ducks refuse now to go back in the coop since the last big rainstorm we had. They refuse. Like, I'm out there chasing ducks, and I look like an idiot, so I give up. I'm like, nah, it's fine. Y'all just stay out. And of course, I had something got one of my girls, and she was injured bad enough she couldn't get back over here, and she's across the canal, so I can't get to her. And she passed away. So and the boys are just distraught over it, and I absolutely hate it. It makes me sick. So we've got to finish fencing in so nothing can get to them. Oh, that's neat. Henry VIII's wife, Anne, asked for quail eggs to tell him she was pregnant with Elizabeth. That's neat. That's a neat story. So marine diving, the good thing is when they get used to doing them in the coop. So most of the time, if you have your egg boxes done, they'll go right in the coop. I have several places that they will leave eggs that I know to look for. Now my ducks, they were leaving in one spot. Now they just where I look up and there's just duck eggs, plop 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 all through the yard. They had them a nest going, and something got the eggs in the nest, and so she hasn't been back to the nest. See, my chickens go to the coop by themselves. They will, when they know it's dinner time, when I'm heading out in the evenings to feed everybody and put them up for let the dogs out, they all go on in there. They've gotten better. Before I had to kind of move them on around to get in there. The ducks, not so much. Yeah, no, the ducks are like, no, freedom. Mm-hmm. It's be out to work. Trying to keep up with these comments. Y'all are rolling in. Oh no, Dana. I am so sorry. Y'all, prayers to Dana. That I am so very sorry. So very sorry. Yeah. Yeah, Tracy has those mean dogs that everybody's terrified of and they're scared of everything. Yeah, I lost my boy. June will be 4 years. And I grieve him like I lost a real human child. It tearing up now, sorry. Still very hard. But I was with him to the very end. Yeah, chicken math is a real thing. Yep. So is quail math. So is duck math. I think it's the same math. And I'm avoiding Tractor Supply right now. I was good. I went in Tractor Supply the other day and walked out with no chickens, but I did go to the guy's house and get 5 chickens. So, oh, Dana, my heart breaks for you. I am so sorry. I just am. Oh, my God. Sending you positive vibes. Sending you positive vibes. Definitely do self-care, buddy. That my friend, do self-care, because it's weird how these little creatures get a hold of our hearts like they do. I had a friend tell me one time, why are you so upset? It's just an animal. We weren't friends for very much longer after that, because I do not need that kind of negativity in my life. Oh, Dana. Can you do DoorDash for wine? Isn't it DoorDash that does the grocery pickup? Which one does grocery pickup and pick you up a bottle of wine? We were laughing the other day. Tracy says, I don't know if Brandy's going to have enough wine for this. And I said, girl, do you not know me? For one, I started making my own wine. I have a whole big old thing that's 30 bottles of wine in there. I got wine. You can dash alcohol, but not in certain places. Okay. I like that name, by the way. Repulsive. And you're new, I think, unless you changed your name, but welcome. Allegedly. But I hope everybody's doing good. I know this is kind of a slow, kind of a all over stream, and I started to do this yesterday because I just wanted to come on and talk. I really did. I just wanted to come on and talk, and people are struggling everywhere, and it just breaks my heart. Repulses. I'm mainly a lurker, but I have been watching a while. T knows me. Okay, welcome, welcome. Jill says, I have a teacup chihuahua that's my service dog. He could care less what they do to me, draw blood and radiologist. He just sits in the chair or even stayed in the hospital with me pre-COVID. Good for you, Dana. I hope that they're able to help. I know that not much is going to help. And I know that. And I hate giving empty words because I feel like I'm being a shit, but that's the only thing I know to do. And so, but I just know that I understand that pain, and my heart and my prayers are with you. I had a shit day worried about grades. So thank you for distraction tonight. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, even mental health professionals have problems with mental health issues. I mean, it took a long time to find what works for me, and what works for me may not work for everybody. You know what I mean? And so I always try to say, look, this is what I do. Try this. If something's not working. The self end of Garrison made me sad, and I didn't watch the show. It hit me really hard, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because I've watched the show since the beginning. I am an avid Sister Wives fan, and even in supporting of the lifestyle, I don't support the religious aspect of the lifestyle, but I do support the lifestyle for consenting adults. Yeah, parasocial pal hug from Palm Springs, Norma says. And so it was just gut wrenching. I have kids that age, and it makes me want to make sure my kids are okay, even though I know they're okay, but it still is, hug your babies tighter, hug yourself tighter. I mean, take care of ourselves. I'm always very careful in March through April. This is, hold on. Tracy. Wrong one. It moved just so I went to click it. Tracy says, Brandy, you met me on one of my worst days. They had the guy in court today that killed her. So that could be why my fuse was short with that person earlier. Maybe. I think our fuse is short with that person because of what's been going on with that person. But I'm sorry, Tracy. I hope justice is served. I watched it until watching it was making me irrationally angry. Miss T says, my husband can't stand the show because of him from the beginning. My husband would be like, that guy is a fucking idiot. He just would hate it. He hated watching it. So he's trying to watch with me because he knows how much I love the show, but he absolutely hates it. Yeah. I understand there being some blame with Cody because of his relationship with his son the last couple of years. However, I don't think it's okay for us to throw that blame because nobody's blaming him any more than he is himself right now. And we still have to worry about his mental health. You know what I mean? And he still has small children too. And I think that we have to, as angry as I am at him for what he's done to his kids, he did lose a child. And no matter what anger there was going on there, it's still his child. And he has that guilt. He has to live with that guilt for the rest of his life. And that's concerning. I had somebody make a comment today that trying to claim that, we talk about mental health while we attack. I don't attack people. I react and I clap back. When I watch Reddit feeds attack people's looks and weight, and even YouTube, it happens on YouTube too. I watch a lot. We're not 12. Why are we doing that? You never know what that comment may do to somebody. I'm secure in my looks. I don't let it bother me because I know my self-worth there. It took a long time to get there because as a teenager, I weighed 100 pounds and became anorexic because my stepmother would tell me I was fat and that I needed to lose weight. Now, mind you, my stepmother was overweight. She was not no fashion model, but she would go on all the time about my weight, and I wouldn't eat. I was very anorexic. And when I got pregnant with my daughter, I was 16 years old. I left home, like I said here a while back, I left home at 15. And when I was 6 months pregnant before I ate a full meal, I nearly lost my child because I couldn't eat. And so for me, weight shaming people is a bad thing. I don't like it. Now, do I go there and make fun of people's makeup because they're being assholes? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do I feel bad about it? Yes, I do. Virginia, I hate watch Cody, but they misrepresented the culture I'd hope to learn more about and agree. You know, I think what they were trying to do was show that it's not about taking underage brides. I think they were trying to break that stigma. And it worked to a degree, except that they aligned themselves with people that weren't being reputable in themselves. And they kind of misrepresented their own relationships. And that I've been having an issue with. I've kind of been angry at all of them, even the ones I like, because I feel like they misrepresented their life in order to make it look more better than it was and to sell something. And that bothers me. But I, 2 years ago when I wasn't able to walk and I was struggling so bad with my pain and that fear and not understanding, and doctors couldn't figure anything out. And we literally dropped $5,000 in the first 3 months of the year on medical testing, 2 months of the year, almost 3 months of the year, something like that. With insurance, guys. We have good insurance. Blue Cross Blue Shield, I have good insurance. And I was at a spot to where when you start losing your continence and can't make it to the bathroom because you hurt so bad, my mental health took a toll. It took a tank. And my husband was out of town. And I was sitting here. Well, not at this house. It was before we moved here. We were still at our room. And my best friend, one of my best friends, she knew something was wrong in the conversation because I had been in so much pain. I kept taking my pain medications. And I'm very susceptible to pain medication, so I have to be super careful. And I couldn't get my pain to stop that day. And I was so tired of hurting. And she left work early, went by the store, picked up stuff for a charcuterie board, and grabbed a bottle of wine and headed to the house. And had she not shown up, I would have lost my life that night. And I spent 48 hours in the hospital. And my husband totally freaking out. And, it took some, and it wasn't that I was trying to take my life that night, but I just needed my pain to stop. And I couldn't make it stop. And I couldn't walk. And I couldn't stand up. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sit. Everything hurt. No matter what I did, everything hurt. I couldn't get in the bathtub. I couldn't even stand in the shower. I had a shower chair. And I would put it in the bathtub and lower it down and fill the tub up and bathe off that way. And because the shower was so small, I couldn't get in there because I couldn't. You had to step up like, I don't know, 8 inches, and I couldn't do it. And it was a very difficult time. Norma says, I have a rare life-threatening autoimmune disease too, while I'm just putting my business out there sober. Autoimmunes have been a silent killer for a long time, and now people are becoming more aware. I have 2 autoimmune diseases. Tracy says, sometimes you Just have all you can take. Sometimes you have to drop the gag order and just defend yourselves or someone you respect and love. Yeah, we pulled Tracy's gag order today. Um, and it wasn't long after that we had a doctor scamming us basically, and then I changed to the orthopedic hospital in Houston, which is a 2-hour drive. And when you can't handle a 15-minute drive, a 2-hour drive was miserable, let me tell you. They did a few more tests and immediately found what was going on. And then it's been linked now to autoimmune. So I have not that I can say it, AS is what they call it, ankylosing spondylitis, which is inflammation in mainly the SI joints. It does go to like your elbows, your wrists, your knees, and your feet. And so there's also some looks, and I see my doctor on the 20th, and I'm going to talk to her about it some more, my rheumatologist, about the effects. Could this inflammation disease, it's an inflammation autoimmune, could it be from COVID? Because I had COVID. And what else can we do? Because the medication they put me on has so many other side effects, and it is $1,500 a month. I don't know about you guys, but I would like to spend $1,500 a month on something else and it not be a medication. And so, yep, and you spelled it right. And I am working on studying. I bought a cookbook to understand the diet and inflammation diet. So I am going to be changing all of my diet. I'm trying to do this a little more holistically other than those medications. And finish losing the weight. I am down 50 pounds. 50 pounds. And so, I have to finish losing weight. I still have quite a bit to lose, but they know that that'll help. And so, but that in 2022, the first part of 2022 was a very, very hard year for me. Very hard year. And it took a full year to get me where I was normal to a degree. It was even this year in 2023 that I was actually getting all of my mobility back. That's why when I had to have my another knee surgery, I didn't want to do it. I was terrified of not having my mobility. It scared me. Yes, LM Dragon. And and I read the stories in the different groups about people with it, and my heart breaks because I don't want to be that. And so I'm trying to fight. I'm trying to stop it now so it doesn't progress. The thought of my spine fusing terrifies me. And today has been a rough day with my knees have been extremely stiff, which I've developed severe arthritis in my knees because of all of it, which it could be the AS causing it. So today has been just a rough day in general. And it was funny that I set this up. I was thinking about doing it last night, and I set it up this morning. And then this afternoon, my emotional state took a tank because I was hurting. And I'm like, I don't want to hurt. What the fuck? And so, I just want to encourage people that no matter how bad it is, somebody knows, and somebody can be there for you. I'm looking because I did have that ain't it. Where did it go? Well, let's make one. Create a banner. Go across the bottom. Give me just a second. There you go, guys. That right there, down 998 from your phone, and that will connect you with the mental health crisis hotline. Oh, wow, Jill, hugs. Honey, that's rough. Yes. Yes. I I had it before they would tell you that's what you had because I hadn't traveled in the very beginning of 2020. And we only really know that because I had everything, literally everything. And I was literally choking on mucus. I couldn't lay down at all. Um and then I got another mild form of it in 2021, went and got my vaccinations, both sets, and ended up with it again because my future daughter-in-law had it at Christmas and didn't know. She just thought she was having an allergic reaction to my daughter's cats, and she called 2 days later and was like, "Mom, I have COVID. I'm so sorry." So yeah, um, my other daughter and I were both very sick. My husband, who has been exposed by me 3 times and people at work multiple times, has never gotten it. Like, I want to kick him because he's got one of those strong immune systems. But because I have autoimmune disease, I am just more susceptible. That is a thing about autoimmune, is you are more susceptible to things. Hi, Jen Lynn. Yes, they are. And it's hard because I know that struggle. I had that struggle. I mean, I even kind of had my own emotions today. And it's like, you know what? People need a place to come. They need to talk. People need to know that others are there and others understand. Um, you're not crashing no party. You're fine. Well, we are sending positive vibes and love to you and your friend in his afterlife. So the United, if you call the United Way in your area, I'm guessing, right, can give the phone number to counselors on sliding scale. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know because I'm gonna have to get my daughter help soon. I don't know if um what it's gonna cost when she's released. Right, the duck waddle video. I had to put it up for everybody because it made me giggle and happy, and I knew people were needing the happy. Um, I need to make more videos of them because they give me comic relief every day. Today they didn't. Bodie, you know the chicken feed. I do not need you opening that bag. Thank you very much. Um, Today they weren't running home to come eat dinner. They were having fun in the field across the way. At the end of our property, there's another field. He's got cows and a llama, and they were visiting their friends. Ellen Dragon says, "That's wild. I'm gonna stay here in my old rental farmhouse on 7 acres in BFE and commute an hour plus. My youngest moved back in a while, and while in college, she couldn't afford to live in it. It's expensive, so expensive. So Julie says, top tip: if there are any certain age ladies, pre and menopausal, will mess with you in ways that you didn't imagine. Crazy decisions, aches, pains, weight, endless list, and it aggravates pre-existing conditions. 100% because I was perimenopausal in 2022, which set everything off as everything was being set off. And like hormone, I just call it hormone hell. It's hormone hell is what it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Wrong one. This, absolutely. I'll have to get you some more videos. Y'all, if you do not follow Kendall, please go follow Kendall. Let me go get Kendall's link because she has the best AI voice things ever. Like ever, ever, ever. Let me go find my links. Hold on. I'm coming. I'm coming. Hold on. Hold on. I have to do it from my phone because choo 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 choo. Link here. Choo 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 choo. Oh, then it's got my little voice. Check out Antoine's channel for laughs. There we go. Y'all make sure to go give her a follow. Especially if her TikTok goes down. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I love her stuff. She makes me laugh. She makes me laugh. Um, oh, good. I'm glad you put it on YouTube. And I'll start sharing it and get people to go follow. And if you go and make stuff from other YouTube creators, people will get a huge kick out of it because it's really fun. It really is fun. It really is. I'm waiting for mine. I know you'll have one of me before long. It's fine. Oh, that's so sad. We're being super careful right now because my future daughter-in-law is pregnant. Baby Waylon will be here in July, and so she's like very paranoid, and I understand that fear. And so any little sniffle or whatever, we just tell her we're not coming around you because we don't want her to get sick. I mean, we don't want her freaking out. I just tell y'all don't go to TikTok. It's like I have my main TikTok, which is my uncorked one, and I that is my funny videos, and I'm watching fun stuff and music videos and my supernatural things and Officer Udi and all of those fun things. And then I have the true crime one that's filled with Gypsy Rose hell. Wait, which one is that one? Did I miss that one? Kevin about Rick laughing at the one about stalkers and the karate behind Walmart. Did I miss that one? I missed one? Yes. Yes. So Kendall says it takes hours. Our voices are like fingerprints. Everyone naturally takes breaths are different times in tempo and gait and speech. I imagine mine will be hellish because of my little funky Southern hick voice. And I tried. I'd like to do voice lessons where I can learn to change my voice and talk differently, but it's not going to happen because they're going to say, get out. I break the English language often because of the twang that happens. And Dana, I want to finish talking to you about that email you sent me. I have an idea. So I need to email you back. I've been meaning to email you. Christy's was hard, Gordon Ramsay still isn't right. Just reading comments, guys. Trying to think of what else we want to talk about. You know, I couldn't figure out the Cajun. Cajun can be hard. Cajun can be hard, especially. I'd like to see you do one of them true deep Cajuns that even when you're standing there listening to them, you're trying to figure out what they're saying. My my aunt and uncle in law, my husband's aunt and uncle, they just celebrated their 80 80th wedding anniversary. I think it was 82nd. And God, I'll have to go look see what that was. And so we went, and they're in Louisiana, and her brother or cousin, somebody made was cooking, and he was making jambalaya, and true Cajun jambalaya, which you can't get anything any better. You just can't. And was out there, and he smelling it as it was cooking out because he was doing the big boiler, and oh my God, it smelled good. And he's talking to me, and I'm literally sitting there going, oh shit, what did he just say? So I'm playing it back in my head, trying to figure the words out because his Cajun was so thick. And then the French would come in between the Cajun, and it like it would be an English word and a French word all together, and it just whoop, 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 whoop. It was whew, it was fun to listen to. So, Kendall, do you see Dana's comment? If someone is dead, can you do theirs without permission? I think you can do anybody's. She just likes to get permission so that she's not being offensive, except for those that don't deserve the privacy. I think, and I could be wrong. So, don't take my word on that. We'll see what she says. As long as it's satire, she can do anyone. And I would definitely on here, Kendall, make sure you say it's satire because haters can be haters. Yes, us gals ain't great at mental health, always worrying and fussing over others. We pay it no mind until it breaks. Me time, easy to say, harder to get, especially when you have small children. I remember when my kids were little, was so hard to just go do self-care. Um, and I told somebody today, it's like, I don't care if you go get a pedicure, a manicure, get your nails done, a full manicure or whatever. Go get your hair trimmed, go sit on the beach, sit on the lake, sit in the sun, go bowling, go something, go do something that is your happy place for a little bit of me time without any outside voices, and turn your freaking phone off. Hi, butterfly kisses. Oh, honey, you're fine. I haven't seen you in ages. I hope you're doing good. When this is funny, Ellen Dragon says, I was raised in Wisconsin, so I have the Midwest twang, spent the last 30 years in living in Kentucky. They don't understand me here. When we lived in Washington State, at first, I couldn't figure out why they would get me to repeat things. And finally, somebody said, I just kind of looked at somebody one time and I said, did you just ask me to repeat that for the third time because you're not understanding me? They were like, no, I just like listening to you talk. And then they would go, you're not from here, are you? And that was usually the first thing somebody would say would be, you're not from here, are you? They did not understand my twang, and they got the biggest kick out of listening to me. Yeah, people have forgotten how to laugh, period. Um, I always ask permission to make sure what I do is respectful and okay with the person, unless the certain person doesn't deserve respect. I figure if they do not give other people respect, they do not deserve respect. Somebody asked my husband when he was in Indiana. I was on the phone on speakerphone, and they said, "Oh, your wife's from Louisiana," and he just laughed. He said, "No, I'm from like the heart of Texas. Like I'm from Dallas. I was born in Dallas, and and grew up in Corpus Christi." And he's like, "Yeah, no, she's like Texan. No, she's not even. I've lived here longer." Now I have lived over here in the Louisiana area. I'm like on the border of Louisiana longer than I lived in Corpus and Dallas area because I've been married forever and a day. But I picked up the Cajun accent a lot more, so it is funny. And like if I've talked to Christy on the phone, my Cajun comes out. I'll start having a Cajun twang. It's so funny. I'm doing good, butterfly kisses. A lot going on and super busy. And I need to check and see. Are you still doing lives, honey? Because I don't think I'm getting notifications if you are. I'm sorry if I've missed them. In Germany, when we were in Germany, they did not understand me. Who did they make fun of for many years? Hold on, I'm going back up. Tammy Faye Baker? Is that who we're talking about? Pardon crazy, but there's a lot to cover. Yeah, I hear you, honey. We are getting super busy here, and I am now that my channel's monetized. I'm getting serious with it. We're gonna rock and roll. We're gonna get some content. I was looking at getting the. I wanted, I had mentioned doing a serial killer, and it looks like everybody's voted for Edmund Kemper. And so I thought, oh, instead of just going off books, I'll pull his files. Did a FOIA, y'all. It's 50 cents a page, and the lady said, "You're looking at like lots of money." And I said, "Can I get a discount or like free since I tried the whole free aspect. Yeah, I don't qualify for free files." And she was like, "Just put a max of what they're going to charge your card." And I'm like, holy shit. So I have to figure that out. How many? Because I don't want to miss the good stuff. I want all the good files, but I want the files. I'd like to have the files. So I got to figure out how to do that one. Because I think I want to do his case is very interesting. I'm gonna get back on my Moms Who Kill. I have done Darley on that one. I need to start doing the others. Get a press pass. That's what I should do since I have a network. I can do that. Need to see if we can find anything in California, Norma, since you're there, grab it for me. It's so interesting how XX weren't one. I picked up one living in Tennessee for 3 years as a kid, but now it only comes out when I'm dining mad or around Southerners too long. I can't seem to get rid of mine. Like I've tried to change it to work because I don't hear it when I'm talking. I hear it on voice messages, but I do not hear it when I'm talking. And so it's so funny when people will say something about my accent. I'm like, I don't have an accent. You have an accent. You're the one who talks funny. It's not me. The missing 17-year-old with autism caught my attention. I want to deep dive that, but I haven't planned it fully yet. Thanks for supporting me, Brandy. I appreciate it. What is the name of that one? Have I not heard that one? The one that I'm looking at doing also that is local is Matthew Edgar. He was like on the run, like he left court the last day of court, left his courtroom, didn't go to court, in last day of his trial and disappeared for a year. And they did catch him, and they finished his trial and everything, got his verdict with him gone on the run. Um, right, that's the one thing about Edmund that gets me. And Julie says lots of Kemper interviews on YouTube. Every watch, I'm like, he is so pleasant, yet I know he's really not. It's mind blowing. It is, because it's like you think this is just a big teddy bear of a dude, like super cool, fun to listen to, super intelligent, and yet he cut heads off bodies. Like he did horrible things to women. Super serial killer. And like he's fascinating. He to me is so super fascinating. Like, you look at different serial killers, like Ted Bundy was charismatic, so you can kind of see how he convinced women to leave with him. Edmund Kemper was just this big, just unopposing dude that you just probably weren't threatening. Um, we have a real network on 2 real platforms and a website. Gratuitous plug time. Check out Mosaic TV. And but then you look at the Night Stalker. That would be the dude I would be terrified of. You could look at him and go, "That's a serial killer," So it's like it's a serial killer. I'm so fascinated with serial killers, like that kind of. I can talk serial killers all day, every day. It's a scary infatuation. Email me, Norma. Oh, oh, Lord, Kendall, why do ducks have feathers? Am I being punked? Right, Julie? Like the groupies, the women that fought over being his wife. Like, what the hell? Like, that dude was scary. You grew up with a Night Stalker? Holy shit. Why do ducks have feathers? To cover their butt quacks. I love that. I love that. Sebastian Rogers. Why have I not heard of this one, Butterfly? Let's look. Okay, I pulled him up. I'm gonna look into him. I need to do a recap on the one case that I covered out of Houston with the 3 kids that were left in the apartment, and the one had the boyfriend and the mom had killed him and put him in the closet and left them there. I need to do a recap on that one, see where everybody's at. Holy crap, that is just scary, Norma Jean. Totally scary. Thanks, Kendall. Have a good night. Um, Repulsive says, Brandy, other than murders, are there any other kind of crimes that really interest you because of the mental health side to them? Um, Yes, but I don't know that I would want to cover them because they would make me sick. That and the verbiage would be hard to do on here. Um, Anything that comes to abuse with children, um, and the Munchausen by proxy side of things is very fascinating. I always like to try to figure out why people do what they do. Um, Cults are very fascinating to me because there is a whole mental health side to cults. Um, that is really scary, Norma. That is really scary because he didn't have like a certain person that he targeted. Like Ted Bundy had a certain type of woman that he targeted, and the same with Edmund Kemper. Um, all of them have a very specific target, and the Night Stalker did not. Well, BTK was, wasn't it BTK? Yeah, he was. Is that the one I'm thinking? Yeah, BTK. He was kind of all over the place. But Night Stalker went from young to very, very old. Yeah, Richard. Yeah, the women that are groupies are actually very pretty. I do not understand it. Okay, Butterfly Kisses says if he's still missing in like 2 weeks, I may do a deep dive from the autism and true crime side of things. You understand my style of live spreading? Yes, ma'am. We were in the backyard clubhouse, and my dad made us come in and would say why, and it's a decent story for another time. So the Dahmer thing. LM Dragon lived in Milwaukee during the Dahmer, and that was such a time. So, what are y'all's opinions on Dahmer possibly being involved with Adam Walsh's murder? Yes. There are so many true crime stories that are new crimes for today's age that are taking place against women across the country, including young women. We have a lot of cases happening towards small children. In 2020, that was the big thing. We had Gannon Stalk, we had Evelyn Boswell. There was another one. Crap, what was that name? We had the Daybell kids too. We had so many kid cases that's why my mod, the witch bitch, she quit podcasting with me because it was nonstop kid cases, and she was like, I can't do this. I just can't do this. It was too much. He did. Night Stalker always looked like he would smell really bad, arrogant, and not overly bright. So I didn't get the attraction. Yeah, he would have been the guy walking on the sidewalk that I would have crossed the street to get away from. It would have given me red flags to get away carefully. Seeing LM Dragon, I always thought that too, but then there was a few things I ran across today that I'm like, interesting. It gave me pause to really kind of look at it and go, it could be a possibility. Of course, in one of those today, they even tried to say that the child that they identified as Adam possibly wasn't Adam, and so that kind of made me wonder too. But oh, OJ would be interesting. OJ is fascinating. That is one of those hyped up individuals that we built into a superstar that his superstardom is what won that trial, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he wasn't Dahmer's MO, and that's why I always sat there going, no, because he wasn't that. But Dahmer's own dad said that he had a concern that it was his son that did it because he did feel like his son was originally attracted to young boys. You know, the one was what, 13 that he murdered. So it, or maybe was he 13, or was that the one that the brother was the brother 13? I may have the ages backwards because there were so many in his case. But and the security guards say that they saw a blonde man with a mustache fighting with a child, put him in a blue van that fit Adam's description. And the company that Dahmer worked for, I'm trying to remember what the company was. It was a delivery company, and they had blue vans, and he was working for them in that area at that time. So it kind of fits. It kind of fits, except that, I mean, even at that time, Dahmer was keeping all of his children, all of his victims. So I don't know. Oh, sorry, 14. Yeah, I think it might have been 14. I knew it was like really young, so I couldn't remember if it was 13, 14. Yeah, I agree. It's given me pause to kind of look at it a little bit. When I do have a book by Stephen David Lampley that talks about it a little bit, that I need because I trust him, and so he's a friend, and I trust him, and so I need to read it. And I've held off on reading it because I didn't want to believe that Dahmer could take on a small child like that. Bodie, Mama does not want your ball. Bodie is tired of me being online and wants me to play ball. So if we hear a crash, it's Bodie dropping his ball on the computer. Um, that crash was the puppy forgetting he had feet. Um, so I don't know. The Dahmer theory is interesting to explore, but I would want to really think about it and do that respectfully, just because Adam's family deserves to have more respect towards that theory. Um, I don't know that I'm sold that it was what's his face that admitted to it, because they kept admitting to everything. I think they were just mentally stunted people. Oh Lord, oh Lord. I'm reading comments. Sorry, guys. Oh, that's right, Julie. You were one that said you were ordering the book. I'm hoping to start the psychic profiler tomorrow. I have zero gifts, but an open mind. Yeah, we need to talk about the book. I need to read the book. I've got it. It's sitting right here, and I've opened it up and tried to start a couple of times, and I may do that this weekend. That may be one of my focuses. Um, getting that book read so we can talk about it, and maybe I can get him to come on and talk with us. That would be fun. Um, what was the murder where the lady was spreading gold in somebody's yard? I don't know, Dana. I don't know that I've heard that one at all. Robert Blake is an interesting study. He is it's sad because I really like him. But it just goes to show you, we put these celebrities on pedestals, and then when they fall, we realize that we thought we knew people when they're just actors on a screen playing a part. You don't really know them. No, Darlie Routier wasn't spreading gold. I have talked about Darlie. She's part of my Moms That Kill series. Even though I don't believe she did it. I'm just gonna put that out there, just so y'all know. I do not believe she did it. The evidence shows me differently. And I've talked to Darlie. His Robert Blake's story is a trip. I would like to talk about Andrea Yates. I need to email her and see if she'll talk. She I think it was last year, it might have been the year before, refused her parole hearing. She said she didn't want them letting her out. That's a true case of true mental illness. Judy Haney in Alabama. Okay, I'll look that up. Yes, he did talk about his childhood, Robert Blake, and a lot of abuse. And sad thing is, in those child stars, have y'all watched any of the Corey Feldman stuff? When he had I don't even know if his show is still up anywhere. He outed a bunch of people. The child stars, y'all, those kids are not as protected as we think they are. It's very sad. Let me go find it. I'll drop the link so you'll have it so you can find it. Hold on. Andrea Yates is very fascinating. Andrea is the very sad story. This one. I'm coming. I'll be right back. Here's the link to that one. You can save it so you can go watch it later. Looks with Sarah. Welcome. Another one to the green team. Y'all are making me feel so loved. I absolutely love it. Thank you, guys. Yeah, which, I mean, I've been a fan of his for so many years, and listening to his story broke my heart. Absolutely broke my heart. I have another case, guys, that is so cool. And as soon as I heard about it, I had to go get the book so I can read about it. But it's the Old West, because with Yellowstone being so popular, there's this fascination with things from the Old West. So this thing popped up in my timeline or my algorithm, and it was the first serial killers that they think that they have documentation on, and they were in the Old West. And it's a family, and they, people would stop by the house, and they had it like a boarding house thing. They come in, they'd feed them and put them up for the night or whatever, and they were killing them. They were hitting them behind while they were at the table eating. They would hit them in the back of the head and just take their belongings or whatever, and that was it. So it's such an interesting story. So I need to do it. I do have the stuff to do it. I have a lot of content to do. I just have to make myself do it. And I start getting into other cases, and then I lose train of thought. And so I need to make myself focused. Y'all keep me focused. Y'all keep me focused. Keep me focused, guys. That way I can, we can do this content. My slave driver ever stops cracking that whip. The network stuff will slow down a little bit come October, maybe August. The Benders. Yes, Jill, you've heard it. Oops, wrong one. Bodie keeps coming up here and hitting my hand, so he's clicking everything. Yes, they disappeared and were never found. And then there's like, Bodie, quit. There's like stories where they think that they were in other areas and pretending to be other people, and it was Montana? No, maybe. Hold on, I'll tell you. Hold on, let me look it up. Where were the vendors from? Kansas. I wasn't even anywhere close. They were part of Kansas. 3 days off in a row. Have a good night, Lorma. Thank you for coming up a while ago. It's so fascinating, Jen Lynn. I mean, I immediately went and bought the book. I'll find the book link and share it. It's intriguing how, of course, back then we didn't have a way to follow people, and they realized they were onto them, and they just disappeared, poof, into thin air. And they come to find out, they think it was supposed to be mom, dad, and brother and sister. They think it was mom, dad, and husband and wife, the other couple, and it's strange, so strange. But those strange cases are interesting at the same time. All righty. Let's see. Can I just say it's so refreshing to ask a question and get an answer instead of being screamed and belittled and told to do my homework. If you know, you know. I like having discussions. I like, even the ones that have come in here and been ugly, I haven't screamed at, I don't think. I mean, watch me say that and somebody prove that I have. Holy crap, guys. I am losing I just had a big chunk of hair come out. My young daughter is a huge true crime buff. She says that we should take DNA from everyone and when they pass away. That way, a lot of cold cases, especially rapes, and solved through family DNA. That's how they call the Golden State Killer, was through family DNA. And I think it's a good idea. I think it's absolutely something, I hate to even say this. I wouldn't even be opposed to the government requiring it nowadays. I mean, we would know our ancestry and we would be able to trace back killers through DNA. I mean, it would be a very confusing case to juries, maybe, if you had to go off of straight DNA, science work, but I am probably almost done, Julie, but thank you for coming. Have a good night and get some rest. Yeah, that's another one that gets me, is the Golden State Killer. He is how he progressed from just being a rapist to murder the way that he did, and then just disappears and doesn't do anything for years. Lives a normal life. Fascinating. Like, did he not? I don't understand how he just quit. Yeah, those movies. Y'all, by the way, y'all have heard me talk about the horrifically embarrassing, stupid movies that I keep licensing because I think they're really cool, and then I have porn stars in movies basically. Are now being like the number one watched movie. So thanks, guys. My oopses have been rewarding because people like them, evidently. So hey, I'm gonna have to go see if I can find it because that's interesting. Tracy says, I need a copy of the Bluegrass Conspiracy and read it before I come here. Girl, when am I going to have time? Please solve Jack the Ripper. Right? Like, wouldn't it be neat if they did DNA stuff and actually were able to solve that case? But did they even keep that kind of evidence from back then? Because I know, like, the cold case Kathy Jones that I talk about a lot, you know, when they found her, I mean, she was taken straight to the morgue or to the morgue. They never even took any kind of evidence from her. No DNA, no nothing. She was taken or to the funeral home, not the morgue. She's taken straight to the funeral home. So it's like, and that, it was in '69, but sad that they weren't even taking evidence, or maybe they didn't even know at that point to take evidence. Right, Jinlin? That's kind of me at this point. I have a few physical books, but it's like, if it's not an audiobook, I just don't seem to have time. And that makes me mad because I miss reading. I miss, even on my ebook, I miss having it in my hand to just read. See, now I'm going to be honest. I've failed as a true crime person because I don't know that much about Jack the Ripper. I guess I'll have to solve that and start studying Jack the Ripper, and we do a discussion. I did get some documentaries on Jack the Ripper, so maybe we can do a Jack the Ripper documentary in members only and see what they say. Yeah, because see, back then, they definitely weren't tracking nobody. So he would have been able to get on a boat and come over here without anybody thinking twice. Okay, we're going to have to do a Jack the Ripper thing. Lord, we're adding to my content. Y'all are going to keep me busy, aren't you? It's okay. I love it. And I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all are the bestest. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe it is here too. I have the subscription on Audible that charges me, I think, $15 a month. And I paused it for a while, but then it comes back and they penalize you if you're not careful. And I don't want to lose any of my books, so I won't cancel it because then it loses all of your books. And I literally probably have 200 books in my Audible. It's not even funny. Okay, Tracy says, this explains how Cocaine Bear came to be. Tori thought I was nuts until I explained it. The book tells of multiple missing people, killings, and a cocaine bear. Well, that's interesting. But isn't that a movie that just came out? Right. Jill says, back then they let newspaper people into the crime scenes. There are cases where the newspaper even took evidence before the detectives got to the scene. They did that with the Black Dahlia case. The reporters ruined that case. 900 plus library on Audible. Amateur. Let me look. Let's look. Let's see how many I have. Will it tell me my number of books? Let's look. Oh, did it really sign me out when I got my new phone? It did sign me out. I got a new phone last week and I thought it did not save it. So let's hope I have all my information right. Nope. Let's not say your password out loud so that people hear all your stuff. not the right content for my channel, but it's interesting. Well, that's interesting. Okay, let's see. Y'all entertain each other. I'll be right back. I don't remember what my password is. I have to forget password because I forgot my password. Do, because now I have to look to see how much of an amateur I am because I'm called an amateur and I don't like being called an amateur. Just kidding. They say it's funny, so I'm going to have to watch it. I have to figure out where I can watch it, but can't believe it signed me out. It was supposed to sign everything in and it didn't. Okay, here we are. Okay, library. There's no way I just have that many in there. Okay, I'm a very big amateur. It says I only have 91. I could have sworn there was more than that. Six of 18 would be 20. Okay, it's right. I only have 91, so I am an amateur. But I know that, like in my Kindle and my iBooks, I have like a shit ton of books. Sorry, so I am an amateur. I was like going to be all competitive there, and night failed. At truck stops, they have lending libraries where you can check a book out and return to another truck stop states over. My husband has been doing that for years. Oh, that's a neat idea. So the missing woman that I want to talk about on Thursday, she started a book giving box like that here in our area for the homeless. Originally it was for the homeless, but it's for anybody where they can just go get a book out of there and they can just bring the book back or change a book out or whatever. I thought that was the neatest idea. So Ellen Dragon says, if you need something hilarious to listen to, I can recommend Literal Laugh Out Loud. It's a great stress buster. Not that I can talk. I'll have to look that one up. Oh, that anything he does. Oh, no, wrong one. Robin Peterson. I was looking at the wrong name. I am an Ann Rule fan, hardcore. Yes, I did hear about this one. The Jacob Kabai out of Tampa Bay, Florida, killed his 4-month-old a few weeks ago. I have not finished looking into it though. Like I have been so enamored with the Crumbly trials going on, and Michelle Tracona's trial was going on, so I start losing myself and not paying attention to new cases. But I need to pull the stuff up on that one and talk about that one. But alrighty, guys, I am gonna hop off of here and probably try to eat some dinner and finish out my night. And I, just kind of wanted to do this and check in and talk about mental health. And there are many things you can do to help. Always self-care, always. And like I was talking about the grounding, that is something I have found that works wonders for me. Fresh air is always just a good thing. And find somebody to talk to. Find somebody to talk to. Check in on your peoples. You know what I mean? I think things are better now that we have opened back up from the pandemic, but we are still struggling from the pandemic, I believe. And it's made things worse. And social media is a nightmare. People are bullies. They get behind these keyboards and they act like assholes. and they forget that there are real people that they're attacking, and they're belittling, and they are tearing apart limb for limb, whether you like them or you don't, whether they're a felon or not, and it's ridiculous. Ellen Dragon says, life gets heavy. This is my go-to series to blow off steam. This was a great live. Thank you. Thank you for coming, Ellen Dragon. I'm glad I could help everybody tonight. Everybody keep Dana in your prayers as they say goodbye to their baby tomorrow, their fur baby. We all know how horrible that is. And sending y'all love. And enjoy your week. It is Monday. Do not get Monday blues. And have a good week. And I will see y'all Thursday. Thursday, 8 o'clock Central Time. And let's talk about Kaylana Turner. All righty. Okay, guys. Y'all have a great night, and we will see y'all Thursday.